And we are live into the fun. Nouns, fluffy aimers squaring off as the pistol round gets underway here. Nouns starting on the CT side. As we said, my question for you, John, is will Cynic buy a Negev this half?
I feel like he will. It's been happening the last two times they've been on Ancient. They have had Cynic on the Negev at the B site, and it seems like it's something that he's researched or at least tried it a few times. Anyway, we'll get back to that after. It's going to be a brawl here onto the A site. Fluffy Aimers just charging on forward. 3 players past 2 of them, and in fact, Dia and Peeping are going to take down CJ and Carson. A site cleared out. Cynic's trying to peek back into this, but the Fluffy Aimers looking pretty strong.
There we go, taking full advantage of the Glocks, swarming, and with that bomb taken away, with the numbers just completely gone, it's all into bwills to find any sort of impact in this round. I'll take the first. bwills, looking to be the hero, can do no such thing. Pistol round claimed by the Fluffy Aimers as they put their best foot forward.
Looks like we have a sub coming in for the Fluffy Aimers tonight. A is playing in place of Sacrifice. We've seen A before at the ECL level. Pretty consistent player, so I'm sure that won't be too much of a problem for the Fluffy Aimers. And hey, he's already got a frag on the board.
I'll have to resist making A Lamau jokes, as I do every time he's in the server.
Indeed. You don't have to resist, Mike. It's okay. I give you permission.
You should resist, though. You're a little played out, shall we say.
It's all right. A site completely undefended aside from a player in Donut here for Nouns. Of course, it is just pistols, so they're gambling that the B site will be the one that Fluffy Aimers try to take. The gamble is wrong, and this will likely be a Fluffy Aimers round as a result. Here come the smokes. They're being very methodical about it. Nice deep donut smoke there. There you go.
Bomb planted down. Little to nothing that CJ can do about this one. But he will try. On comes the move, on comes the swing, on comes the Cynic. At this point, it seems like they're just trying to contain to do a little bit of damage. Actually, good read that there's a player elbow here. They would love to get that gun out of his hands. And CJ will be able to do so. So there we go, cracking the board. In this round, can they keep anyone else close enough to go up with the bomb? Because right now, obviously, there's nothing to save for Nouns. There's a fight. Here's the duel. Lear C finds one. Some money being made. Oh, a TK comes through.
TK, what?
And bwills actually gets one more, so it's only Peeping who survives. That's a lot of damage. All things considered, it was looking clean for the Fluffy Aimers, but they just can't get away from the C4.
Even when they lose a round, they still play so well on the Nouns side. I mean, the fact that they were able to contain 4 players onto that site, get a couple of frags, one goes down to the bomb, make that 3 frags and one goes down to the bomb. Nicely done. It hurts the economy of the Fluffy Aimers, who were looking much stronger than that prior to that. Of course, and Nouns only had the USPs. That's all they had. So that's a lot of damage with no investment. Here they come with the 4 M4s now, one of them an A4. The A1S favored for the Nouns side. And they're going to take that aggressive mid-control that they so love to do. Peeping. Trapped here into the cubby. A goes down. He has to find his way out, and he knows that there's 2 players potentially watching. He is stuck.
Yeah, that flashbang was just lethal. Nothing the PP could do about it. Duel in mid hasn't gone their way, though. Cynic is still here, but he's got to be wary about getting committed. Goes 1 for 1 on the exchange, and so we have an even Steven situation. It's not bad for the Fluffy Aimers. They might just be able to grab this bomb, take it in towards B. Still minute 10, there's no reason to commit, and you can see what Nouns have done to try and anticipate this. They're getting aggressive themselves. That's a dink on Learcy. Flashbang to fight back through, but they're not going to stick around. That might slow Fluffy Aimers up. Rotation begins. It's CJ on this side of the map. Keep an eye on the nade on CJ's belt, because at this point, Learcy is very vulnerable to it. They have a single smoke. Pick your poison about which spot you want to cover off.
I mean, Fluffy AIMERS are guessing right here by going to the A site. Molotov's going to get thrown by Jason out there. The space. CTO, no, it won't. CJ is watching from that angle. Jason goes down, and Learsy, the low HP player, is still up. Oh no, CJ uses the nade for the smoke instead. Hey, it still works out because there's a ton of damage to Peeping, who's down to 10 HP, 23 combined, and now only Peeping left standing. Yeah, this is Nouns with another great retake.
This is brutal. I mean, there's just nothing he could do. He's saving it. He's saving it. He knows there's no chance. Not even going to attempt to take that duel. Not against 3. Keep the AK up. They desperately need the money, right? Because of how expensive that last one got. Now this is going to be a tough question. With the one saved AK, with Jason's money, they might just be able to make this work. But yeah, better off likely going for some upgraded pistols and trying to play for the future.
I think the upgraded pistols make sense. I mean, that Deagle's super powerful. It's just buy some Deagles, go around that AK, and you can still come out with a lot in this round, and you keep your economy healthy for the next. So I think that's probably the best call for the Fluffy AIMERS, and it looks like it will be exactly that. 3 Deagles, the PG-50, and the AK saved over by Peeping. Still hasn't died yet. 4-0 in 3 rounds. Carson, along with Cynic, have already made their way up into lane. Learsy's peeking around. That Deagle, we talked about it. Lethal! And he can't hit the shot. He's burning alive. MarKE finishes him off with the bullets.
Ambitious peak. Very ambitious peak. Can't fault him, considering limited weaponry in this round, but don't get too many chances if you're going to commit like that. MarKE finds another for the Nouns side, and now the bodies are just starting to hit the floor as Nouns look to keep this kind of a round clean. Carson on the smoke fade. This is next level, and it will work. Sure, in a 5v2, why not play the smoke fade and just further add insult to injury? Clean, they keep it clean as can be, and so the cash for Nouns builds, and no bomb plant means this is likely no buy.
Live by the sword and die by the sword.
Oh, they're going in.
Does. He's always playing like that, Mike. He cannot take his foot off the gas pedal sometimes, even in a 5v2 on an anti-eco. He's going for it. It's risky, but yeah.
Buy is painful, John. I mean,
yeah.
3 Galil's going to be out, which will allow them to get some utility together. They've got smokes. Only 2 of them. One's already spent. Lots of flashbangs. They just want this mid-fight, I guess. Not going to work out for them. Carson even gets away from that. So the initial foray, the foray they committed almost all their utility for, has cost them 2 lives. Make that a 3rd. And this one's a non-starter. It's over. It's just about done with. Learsy will get 1 back, but the bomb's isolated in elbow. If they just fight this, it's so tough to even get out.
I think Learsy could do a lot of damage here if he plays this right. He's going to come around and...
Or, hear me out, John.
Yes.
This could actually be a bomb plan for Tia. No one's on A. A situation CJ will look to rectify.
Yeah, CJ's going to back off through to Donut and check out what's happening at the A site. Eventually, he's going to probably poke and prod for a little more visibility because of how little information they have. Dia, 24 HP.
He's got the audio cue.
I think he's going to try slipping through CT to the B site, which I don't necessarily mind, especially if no one checks Catacombs. But, of course, MarKE's going to check Catacombs, and Dia goes down.
The problem there is, I mean, first off, they've identified every other possible position on the map. But also, I think CJ from within Donut heard the footsteps as he went loud around the outside. I think he misjudged how far those would carry. And then at that point, they're fully aware of what he could be. So now let's pull into the lead, as is expected, to be fair. But for the Fluffy AIMERS, these last few rounds have started to look just a little bit concerning.
Well, I mean, they got off to a hotter start than we kind of expected. The first pistol round was fantastic. The second round, well, you know, they lost a lot of bodies, but they still had a nice take of the ASA, even though it was just against USPs. And now you see that Nouns momentum, the ability for them to stifle their opponents and suffocate them is starting to show itself. Just that aggression. I mean, they're everywhere, always moving.
Nice nadage. Nice kill coming through. Flashbang. A little missed time there. Actually does prevent CJ from finishing that off. Or does it save him from a 1-deek? Hard to say. Carson's been hurt. Oh, but A can't land the shot. Now they know they're hemmed in. There's no getting away from this one, and Carson smells blood in the water. Spots blood in the water as well, but this Shark can't find home.
Nice shot. Still a 4v3, so Nouns have to be careful. They probably won't be, though. I'm assuming that bwills is going to continue to be aggressive here towards double doors. And why not when you have a smoke that's going to pop out right there? bwills spams the smoke with flashbang. MarKE, TK, and Dia gets MarKE. Hold on a second here. Okay, don't hold on a second. Cynic
Bomb's
is going
gonna
to
go
take
down.
care of everything. Bomb will get planted. It is a 1v2, but UC's got 6 HP, and he's likely dead to rights. It is a bomb plant, like you said, Mike, $800. That's all they're going to find, but it's a bolsters their economy, which was a little low.
Considering it looked like an absolutely hopeless situation, getting 2 extra frags than he should have had in a bomb plant is a massive coup on for the Fluffy Aimers. That's a big round. Look, it may have taken MarKE putting a bullet at the back of his teammate's head, but you take those however you can get them.
Oh, no question. Agreed. And I mean, MarKE only did that because he was under so much pressure. That's the pressure that was applied by the Fluffy Aimers. Again, that flashbang that was thrown, I'm not sure if it came from Nouns or Fluffy Aimers, but either way, it threw Fluffy Nouns for a loop, and Fluffy Aimers got that opportunity, got the shot, and got the bomb plant at least. But it is still 4-2 in favor of Nouns. When you're looking at that scoreboard, everyone contributing. I mean, Carson and CJ were usually the ones to kick things off, and CJ's a little slow, and well, he's got another frag on his belt now. High going down. 5v4 in the first 10 seconds. Oh, the aggression. bwills just comes around from Jaguar, takes down Learcy and Cubby, and already a 5v3.
Extra nade on Jason as well. I mean, it's just, you try and get a little bit of spam off and you just get chased down. Artillery strike to eliminate one more. There's a bit of positioning here in Donut. He may be further along than they think, but Carson's chasing this, knows he has the bomb here. Oh my God, Carson. How do you ever expect that play? He is going to get a knife in the ribs, but obviously it doesn't ultimately affect how this round's going to go. Still, money made for Dia. And now if he rounds this corner, he's going to face the firing squad. Give him a blindfold in this last cigarette, because this one's over.
Oof, rough. Dia, no chance. 5-2 in favor of Nouns, and that was just, again, aggression coming through in the early moments of the round. Fluffy Aimers, if you can hit those shots, Nouns are going to pounce on you every single time. And now they have 4 AKs on the CT side. Only CJ went down in that round, and, well, it was the knife from Dia. Nice positioning, nice movement, but that's all he found. So CJ's got the M4. Everyone else got the one-shot headshot rifle. That util being tossed immediately. A couple of Molotovs, flashbang, no smokes yet. Or actually, there was a smoke thrown deep. Either way, Fluffy Aimers are stacking up for a B hit. They have bought up somewhat. They've got 3 rifles. MarKE, as per the usual strat, is going to maybe peek out. No, he actually falls back into the cave. They've sensed him. All that noise giving away a lot of information.
Peeping. Little ADAGing works out here. Some red bars over on the other side, but there's not too much in terms of utility left, and MarKE lost now. This round's starting to get very interesting indeed. Pressure on. Cynic playing out in the open. Got to be wary of when these smokes are going to fade. And he's just committing. He's just committing into this fight. This is so ambitious. Is he going to re-clear?
Oh, did he see him? No.
Madman. He doesn't know the players right there. Does he check it? Nope, not at all. Wanders straight in a 3v5 situation. Walks on down, and this one's looking like a clean sweep for the Fluffy Aimers. CJ is an opener. Is he a closer?
1v5? Everyone around or below half health? I like the odds for CJ.
There's a chance. There's a chance on this smoke bait. He'll get the first, the second as well. CJ, low on bullets. But he's starting to put the numbers together. Problem is he doesn't have time. Trying to get lucky on a headshot. Not going to happen. Dia will put him down. So some blemishes. But otherwise, pretty perfect round. And one the Fluffy Aimers much needed.
Yeah, finally, that aggression punished a little bit. Nouns were actually forced back by the utility thrown by the Fluffy Aimers. And then afterwards, the execute, picture perfect. Like you said, aside from the fact that at the end, CJ gets a couple of frags, that's exactly how you want the round to go if you're the Fluffy Aimers. They got their third. Again, though, they need a lot of rounds on their T side. because of how much better Nouns are there than their defensive end. MarKE's going to toss that nade over. That should do a little bit of damage. Thought it would do more, but they moved around enough to avoid it. MarKE all the way into Jaguar, waiting for this Molotov to fade. I think he's going to peek it as soon as the Molly goes away. He does! Good flashbang thrown by CJ to support, and MarKE finds two as a result. Back to their usual ways. Our Nouns.
Look, the 1 kill's nuts enough, but continuing forward on that fight?
Yeah.
That's insanity. That's that extra little dash of spice on top. A lot of players, a lot of teams make the aggressive play out of cave. Not many just keep holding W forward. And they've got so much map control. Got so much spacing here. Cynic's on the line. First op purchase, now delivering dividends. And Jason, all this utility just serves to give him an isolated fight with the man known as the King. And he won't even get into the angle to do it. Hesitates a bit too long. The reposition from Cynic takes it. And Nouns are right back to their winning ways.
Yeah, and everyone is playing well here for Nouns. Usually there's a couple of players who are a little slower, but no, everyone's connecting on their shots. Movement is great. Even bwills, who has had his struggles since CS2 was released, is starting to find his rhythm, at least here against the Fluffy AIMERS. And Nouns have doubled up on the scoreline of the FA squad, 6-3. Smoke can get tossed immediately. That smoke is ridiculous. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, but it goes right into the beginning of the round. MarKE. Oh, Carson, first casualty here. Dia, he's got the op-out and finally making it sting a little bit. Carson's aggressiveness getting punished, at least for once. And Fluffy AIMERS going back to what was successful for them a couple of rounds ago. That's that B hit. MarKE, well, that smoke, I'm not sure if that's going to do him any favors thrown by his team.
Just itching for the smoke to drop. The thing is, with this elbow control, right, this is such a powerful fight for Cynic once the smoke's gone. Toe shot, a little low on that. MarKE spamming to look for the last. They know the nades are coming back the other way.
Oh, he's got a back.
There's some out. Information gained. Cynic's repositioning off of this, ready for the B hit, knowing that everybody's here, and CJ's up on the flank.
They're waiting.
Peeping's looking for this. They've come to anticipate it, and didn't expect it to be that deep into the angle. So now the pressure valve has been relieved. They can rotate off of this, and indeed they will. Knowing that CJ's the A anchor, they're headed straight in towards this site. And MarKE's even claimed before this happens.
It feels like whenever the Fluffy AIMERS are able to rebuff that initial aggression from Nouns, they come out with a lot of success. And that's the case again here. I like that they're ready for it as well. CJ coming in on the flank, completely deleted by peeping. And now bwills and Cynic, they're isolated. They're on different parts of the map. See, Cynic's over in red room. You have bwills at the B site, and the A site's completely vacated. Now Cynic takes a shot, misses it. Now he's in a heap of trouble. Probably going to go down here unless he hits everything. Even then, I don't know.
Question is, how aggressively do Fluffy AIMERS actually want to hunt? Because there's still money over on the Nouns side. Obviously, you'd eventually like to break the CT eco, but as we've seen before, they've not exactly gotten healthy themselves.
That was a nice nade.
Ambitious flick for Cynic. Jump around works out. So this one is going to go the way of the Fluffy AIMERS. They find a fourth. You're absolutely right, John. If they rebuff that initial foray from Nouns, what's interesting to me is they just sit, right? They know that Nouns are going to try and push for that next kill. They're going to get antsy. And so they just sit, cover off all their angles, and it works out.
Yeah. I mean, even when they sit sometimes, though, Nouns are winning those fights, right? Just from really good utility usage and communication. But like I said, I don't know if that smoke did Nouns any favors with the playstyle that they have. I understand the reasoning, right? You get Cynic into position in lane, so he has a clear angle down once the smoke fades, but it was working pretty well with MarKE getting flashed out, you know, in towards those double doors. Anyway, Carson, once more going to be aggressive here as we go into round number 11, second to last round of this half. MarKE, here we go. Are we going to get that peak again? We absolutely are. Let's see if it finds some success. No visibility. They were kind of waiting for it, tucked into those corners, and now the Molotov is thrown as soon as MarKE spotted out. So he's got to wait a little bit longer until he reaggresses, if he does. They both throw a smoke in the exact same spot.
Why not? Slightly different smokes. For slightly different results. That tag on Cynic, not sure where that actually came through, but I do know what Cynic got.
That was B.
It was a shot on. So now, initial kill goes their way. Fluffy Aimers are completely hemmed in here by B main. We've seen them punish the aggression by sitting in this position. Oh, that's a cheeky boost from Peeping. Living up to his name. Just call him Tom the way he be peeping.
Ooh. And he gets the headshot on MarKE. Cynic's waiting and he can't find the trade. He goes down for free. Peeping a 2K. That's B site potentially vacated, but luckily for Nouns, 2 players are here. They will be smoked off though.
That's such an ambitious angle to hold if you're Cynic.
Yeah.
Trying to burst the smoke, trying to get something off of this. Whoa, big kill from bwills, but it's traded. That's the window push coming through. They knew Carson would be on the flank. He always is. Just gotta wait for him to show himself.
Oh.
That's looking like it. And the money's actually gone for Nouns as well. So this last gun could make a world of difference if they can keep it on. Not gonna happen. What I would love to see for Nouns in some of these rounds, especially in that one, right? You have the 5v4. You know they've been holding for your aggression B main like every round. Just sit back. Play the site. Play retake even if you want to. I wager that if they just played retake and never pushed, Fluffy Aimers would have waited until there were 20 seconds or so on the clock before they attempted that take.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but it's hard for them to switch gears sometimes.
Yeah.
We've seen that, especially when they... Go ahead, man.
Oh, you know, you're right. It's especially when they feel like they should be the better team. They
Exactly my point.
They don't stall. You're right.
Well, I doubt that round's going to change their minds too much. They do have a 4-spy here, and look where CJ is. He's pushed up pretty aggressively into A main. That's an interesting off angle to hold. If they don't clear it, that is so very problematic because they'll have a flank on multiple players.
Oh, no.
No.
They didn't clear. Now he's got a gun and he's back. Ooh, trade actually does come in. Diaz quick enough on that still. It's the early warning system, right? Smoke on in. You exchange a 5-7 1 for 1. It's not a bad result if you're Nouns. And this is Fluffy Aimers trying to throw a change-up pitch after the B main control was working for them.
That nade.
They're looking to move it. MarKE gets one. Look at the damage on Jason as well. They're in trouble. This elbow player has to stay alive, and Learcy can't win the duel against an MP9. Now they're in big trouble. They can't go back. They know that. They've given Peebles an upgrade as well. But if they go forward, they don't know what lurks on the site, and this 5-7 might as well be a rifle with how low they are.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about picking up the op in this situation either for Jason.
Going Bogdan. Audio cues confirming that's what's drawn bwills close. Cynic knows they're coming his way, and he's going to have that audio cue to operate off of Dia, though. Heads up play. bwills was trying to bait for his teammate. The spam through will work. It's going to be the 1v1 in the post plant as Jason has gone around the world to get this bomb planted down.
This is a really good call from Jason. Gives him a much higher percentage chance of winning the round.
Certainly does. He's got the right read as well. bwills is headed his way. All going to be about this first bullet. Who lands? Whoop, spotted. Element of surprise is given up. Jason's now out in the open. All going to be about the swing, and bwills has got it. Initiating player has such an advantage on that, and a massive clutch comes through from bwills to seal out this half with a 2-round lead. Second half underway here. A 2-round lead for Nouns, but for Fluffy AIMERS, that represents quite the recovery. And John, there's a world here for FA where they make this happen.
There is, but this is Nouns T side now, and CJ the King is, well, he's the king of openers on T side. 30% attempts so far this season, a 66.7% success rate with a 1.50 rating. Yeah, bwills, though, going to get the entry, and he's going to open up the B site. This is a plant, more than likely.
Almost certainly. Liercy's going to try and play in the smoke for an element of surprise on this long fight, but actually they're not having it. Cynic's all the way on the other side of the map. That's going to be interesting to see for the late round, especially as Dia gets 2 quick kills. He might need to accelerate.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cynic, you're a little far away here. Bomb's not planted for you. Means that Carson really has to stay alive. Cynic realizes his mistake, his blunder. Carson's traded out. Now Cynic, how can you even try and deny this? Well, Peeping just doesn't care. 2 pistol rounds now claimed for the Fluffy AIMERS. And that one, well, might have been Nouns getting ahead of themselves.
I think so. Again, you know, kind of getting a little bit aggressive there as the Fluffy AIMERS are coming around. Those dualies doing so much work for Peeping. He finds the 3K up to 11 right behind Dia, who's at 13. And over on the Nouns side, CJ silenced surprisingly there in that round. 6th picked up for the Fluffy AIMERS. And yes, you know, they did win that previous pistol round. They've got this one as well. I still think it's going to be a struggle once the rifles come out, but at the very least, they're close. Molotov's getting tossed here by the Fluffy AIMERS, looking for that aggressive mid-control in the same way that Nouns do it. And there you go. Already Peeping pushed up, and he finds the frag onto Cynic. Great opener. Obviously, that bomb plant opens up the possibility for Nouns to get the Galils, and they'll do exactly that. And the B site is kind of vulnerable here. We'll see what Liercy does.
It's
A is in cave as well, so.
Yeah, it's a pretty classic hold, right? Then the mid player shifts over. You got Dia here. It's well stacked. They have left mid open in the moment, but obviously getting a kill early from that position will give Nouns some hesitancy about how they want to approach this.
This is one of the slowest rounds we've seen from Nouns in a while.
True.
On T side.
Trying to flex their muscle with the rifles. It's not working just yet. Now they're down to a smoke and a flash to try and make this happen. And it does seem like they've picked the reinforced site, right? Coming on in, this double cave setup could be bad for them. CJ gets the first, though. The trade, not there. Liercy, massive frag on the second. bwills unable to trade out his comrade, and now it's big trouble on. Bomb plant would be nice, won't be available for them, and so for MarKE now, this becomes about damage. First one found, trade is instant. 3 players survive as Fluffy AIMERS tie this one up.
Liercy was silent on the T side pretty much, and now he's got 3 of his 5 frags in just that one round. Like you mentioned, tied up at 7-7. And the Nouns side don't have any success in their force buy, which means they're going to be on pistols. A very rare eco round going to come through from them. You do get upgraded pistols. It's going to be a Deagle, 2 Tech 9s, and actually only that. bwills and Carson just sticking with the Glocks to try and keep the money healthy. They looked like they were trying to go for that quick push to the B ramp, but 2 Molotovs are going to deter them from that path. Instead, they go into cave. Here we go. Can't throw the Nouns down for too long. Cynic charges in. Good smokes tossed. A's going to get 1. Dia, another one with the nade. MarKE cannot escape the bullets of Dia either. And now it's only Cynic and Carson left. They've got the bomb in their hands. Cynic gets 1, but the bomb carrier gets naded, and Liercy deletes Cynic. Wow. Great hold. A lot of pressure from Nouns, but it doesn't pan out.
Feels like right now Fluffy AIMERS are thriving in some of the chaos that Nouns are trying to inject into this game. Yeah. Right? They're ready for it. They know what the deal is. But obviously, this is going to be a different test. We've got the rifles now out. We got the AKs up. Here's where we really get a picture for how Nouns want to approach this. Let's find out. There is an op on Peeping. Where is he going to take that scope? Do you think it was a self-fulfilling prophecy once he named himself Peeping that he would wind up peering through a scope?
Maybe he named himself that because he liked hopping.
Maybe he should be peeping a little less around the corner in this one. Deleted, and a second kill comes in as well. So this is what we're talking about. Rifles out now. It's a different ball game. Jason down in the donut. This one's lost. They just don't know it yet. Dia, it might be too committed to back out. Gonna get one, but he's burning alive. Now his exit's already being cut off. Little ambitious from CJ. We know they can't get over with Ellis, but it looks like Fluffy Aimers are just trying to get into the save.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, their economy isn't necessarily that great. Yes, they have 3K and 2K for Lircy and Dia, but Peeping and I are below $100. They need those drops. This will allow them to buy up fully in the next round if they can save it. As Cynic is hot on their tail. He was on a full-on flank, and he managed to make his way towards the B site. Probably going to spot out at least one fight, and if he wins it, that makes it very difficult for the one player who's trying to hide. That's Dia. Cynic's looking the wrong way and doesn't go into cave at all. So Fluffy Hammer should be able to save these. That will do it. How far that bomb reaches. Oh my goodness, Dia and Lircy both have damage from it.
There's no safe haven. There's no safe haven.
No.
You really have to be in the opposite corner of the map. I mean, someone at some point with the open skybox is going to figure out a nade into that, like, outside of B main door spot, and we're going to have the next evolution of the Doja nade.
My goodness. I love the open skybox. That's one of the best changes for Counter-Strike 2.
I still need to learn those smokes from spawn into elbow.
Oh, yeah. Nice round picked up from Nouns, though. The AK difference, it seems. CJ got himself on the board. 9 and 11. That's one of the lowest score lines that CJ's had so far in Counter-Strike 2. I feel like it's going to change because Lircy is looking to line up a smoke here for the B ramp. He's got it tossed out. Now he's waiting for the fight to potentially come away from cave. B is kind of vulnerable because Nouns have isolated them with some util here. And now they're going to charge on forward. Lircy looking to at least take a fight into cave, but CJ's already passed his angle. Dia is at least supporting, but the smoke is guising off his vision, Mike.
What is happening right now?
I don't
Just
know.
like a bombardment. We finally made it into the round. Someone stopped firing bullets. This is insanity. Suppressing fire, and it does work out. There's the first kill in. Now the shots are starting to actually land. A with the big one. He's gonna get run down. He's lost long. Oh shit, they don't press around the corner. I thought they were gonna take the space on the reload, but he's back in, and we're back to just spam wars.
Jeez.
Carson's still up in the elbow. He's waiting to see if someone tries to take that window peek, but in the meantime, he's keeping it safe for his team. This is just insanity. Peeping traded out. Look at the health remaining, but they're getting the kills. They're getting the ones that matter, and all right, yeah, you get the kill mid. You're not going to be here in time for it to matter. Your teammates basically solo dolo on the site. They know it, but no. Dia gets the all-important frag, and then Jason can come in when it matters most. Defuse on. They've survived the storm. I thought someone was actually just going to run out of bullets in that round.
I thought so too. I mean, there were so many rounds fired. I wish we could get that stat up or something because it was madness from almost start to finish. Spamming the smokes, continuing to fire. There was a brief break, I think at the midpoint of the round, and afterwards, like for 2 seconds, then Cynic comes out, spams through the smoke, gets one, and just chaos ensues afterwards. Absolute insanity. But what's even crazier is that Fluffy Aimers, they've got 9, looking to get into double digits. The Nouns side did get the bomb plant, so it will be a buy-up play here. A gets spotted out, and now they're trying to put the pedal to the metal again with that fast-paced play that can overload so very many units.
It's a bit of bait though, right? There's 2 players here. It's a good setup for them. Lircy fumbling with the smoke, but that actually tempts Cynic, hearing the tick, to go in for the peek. It gives A the round, or the kill rather. Trade is on. Naded enough to reveal the spam angle. And this is tense now. Everybody's here. In the meantime, MarKE's worked his way out of A main, is starting to poke and prod and realize, hey, no one's home.
Yeah, it's been pretty heavily defended on this B site, and the A site has been softer in general. Nouns haven't really prodded it too much, and well, now they're having a look and realizing, okay, guys, this could be a free bomb plant, and indeed it will be. So you're just gonna have to be careful here, and he's not. He will not check red room at all. Peeping gets a free one. Now we have a man advantage for Fluffy Aimers.
Do you think he was smoked? I mean, that's...
I don't know. That was odd.
Oh, careless, to say the least. Bomb is down. They have Donut to defend from, but they're still wary that it could have a player inside of it, so they have to burn a Molotov to get that. Now they've got no post-plant utility. A couple flashes, that's it. First player spotted. Carson from the trees, chopping him down, but the trade is swift. They need some kills, and MarKE will deliver. Oh, a third as well. MarKE's got him in spades.
MarKE, the most consistent player on Nouns, perhaps even in ECL as a whole. You can always rely on him for those clutch situations. Whenever you require something, even those little lurks, things like that, he is always ready to deliver. I love it. 17 frags for him, leads the scoreboard here, and he's helped Nouns tie things up at 9-9. And look at the economy here for the Fluffy Aimers. Because of these rounds, they've been so close, so tightly contested, that hurts the CT side far more. They've got a force buy. They're throwing some nades down into mid, but look how many Nouns players are going to come out. 3 of them charging forward. BJ wants some heads. He's got one. Doesn't get the second, but MarKE's right there for the trade. Now makes in position to help MarKE pinch in towards Cave. But there's 3 players waiting here. This would be a mistake for now.
It's one they're gonna make, and it's one they're gonna survive. Eliminate everybody, no survivors. Every round is an elimination round if you're Nouns. And they pull in the lead with the money evaporated for the Fluffy Aimers. Now, I mean, Fluffy Aimers have put up to so much of a fight on this map, but now they're going to have to save. They're going to give up 11. They're going to get realistically one more crack at this, John.
Yeah. And then if they don't succeed here, they go to Mirage, which hasn't been the best of maps for them. And over on the Noun side, it has been very good. It has been excellent, in fact. 9-3 with a plus 33 round differential. So, yeah, I'd say Fluffy Aimers need this one in a very big way. Carson gonna get naded. Not too bad on the health department, though, considering how much util came his way.
He just got a nice fireworks show.
Yeah.
Got treated to it. It was kind of them.
Ooh.
MarKE's on A. So, that is a nice shot.
That's bad. Look where the bomb is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this could be bad. CJ's gonna try and hold the line, but this is an awkward fight to take unless you're CJ to King, in which case you don't put bullets wrong. This is more expensive than it needed to be.
And they still don't have bomb.
Still do not have bomb, but as we said before, every round, elimination round, and Peeping is going to do them that courtesy. Oh, they're in big trouble.
MarKE.
Flank on, it's just down to the 1. But Peeping has to be wondering why this bomb hasn't been planted, and, well,
wow.
The demo review is going to reveal that got way too close for comfort.
Oh, man, indeed. When they go back and look at that, be like, oh, man, if we had just pushed all the way into T, we would have potentially had the round.
Might actually be some money problems here. I don't think so.
They're okay. They're okay.
MarKE could be short utility. I don't know if there's an extra AK down for him.
Cynic can drop him one. There you go.
You're right. Okay. They'll make it work. It's all good. MarKE hasn't bought armor. MarKE hasn't bought armor. MarKE hasn't bought armor. MarKE forgot to buy armor. MarKE forgot to buy armor.
Go back
all
to
the
spawn,
excitement
MarKE.
about the money. He doesn't know. All right, unarmored MarKE this round. Let's see if that comes into play. If it just headshots everybody.
I mean, CJ gets another opener, so
that definitely does help lessen the blow. And again, another one. So double opener for CJ as he's now just claimed control of Cave. Peeping will eventually punish that, but only to the tune of 1. And this one's going to be a save if they want to have any chance of fighting for overtime. So MarKE's armor never gets checked. And Nouns claim map point.
Does he realize in the next round, though? I really hope he ends up buying armor in the next round or someone tells him. Because he didn't take any damage.
I'm going to bet no, but let's see.
Yeah. Fluffy Aimer's going to go on the save here. And, well, when CJ gets an opener, they win 90% or more of those rounds. So, again, that stat holds true. And one thing about CJ, though, and I think this is part of the reason why they win so many rounds where he gets openers, is because when he gets 1, he often gets 2 or even 3 frags in that round. It just continues to charge forward and find heads.
It's a momentum.
Yeah.
Once you got it, it's hard to slow him down. They call him the Juggernaut.
So tempted to say something that I can't.
Shout out to X3, the worst of the X-Men movies.
Terrorists win.
I like how we make the X-Men reference when I'm wearing the X-Men shirt.
There you go. We're keeping it in theme.
Perfect. 12-9. Speaking of keeping it in theme, Nouns looking to take another map and stay undefeated in both terms of maps and, of course, wins in the season, although they'll still have to win one more map to take over this series and defeat the Fluffy Aimers.
Double XM buy? Oh, nope. So, what's going on? All right, A has bought 3 different guns. The joy of being able to sell and repurchase. Went from the XM to the MP9 to the FAMAS.
I love the XM purchase here. Like, get the shotguns out more.
Well,
Okay.
gone.
Well, it didn't work. That was a bad hold.
Gonzo. Peeping, though, will be able to trade it out. That's important. Shut down CJ early. We know he just completely destroyed them in the previous round. They're actually threw a Molotov, I think, to try and push a player in to Cynic's crosshair, which is an interesting idea. Double pop the smoke. That's overzealous, and Cynic doesn't have the timing on it, trying to avoid his own nade. But look at Carson. Oh, boy. They're weirdly stuck here. But Carson's now slipped into the blank. bwills can't get dropped, and he is. And now it's a problem. Once again, Nouns overcommitting into the fight, not paying attention to the positioning of the bomb, so all of this control towards A, but they don't have the dang C4.
Well, and not to mention that look who's stuck between them. That's Jason. If he gets one here, it's over. And he does a lot of damage to Carson. Nice headshot.
He does get the dink, but it's just an MP9. But the thing is, if you're Fluffy Aimers and you just saw that guy out towards A, how the hell would you expect the bomb to be just around the corner here, B?
Yeah.
What world
would
have you thinking that this could... How do you not? They have full control of A. You know it.
I know.
How do you expect that they have to come back B? How do you read this?
You don't. That's so tough for Fluffy Aimers, and now they're thinking, what is happening?
Look, they'll get a chance on the retake. The smoke's going to tip them off if they're close enough to hear it, and I believe they are. Into the angle, but a little late. They don't have utility to push them off of this. So the bomb is going to go down. That plant at least secured, and now in the post plant, it's a very different ball game as MarKE so ably shows all on peeping. The last survivor, the lone man to try and keep them alive in this map. They had so much in hand, so much control, a 4v2, and it fell apart. And it all falls to this man. Peeping, can you do this? Oh, blindsided MarKE. Who else puts the final bullet in his head? And Nouns claim it. Their opponent's map pick 13-9. But John, that was a much closer affair than we were anticipating.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the Fluffy Aimers showed that they're a pretty good team, at least on Ancient, right? They gave Nouns